So overall, if we see the cost structure, it is around 40,000 for the documentations. It is around 1 lakh for the first exam, theory exam. It is around 2.5 to 3 lakh for the practical exam. So overall, it will be around 4.5 approx. 4 to 4.5. Okay.
Yes.
So that is for one attempt. So if you are repeating whichever theory or the practical, accordingly, that cost will be extra. Now tell me one thing.
Quickly, before I forget, once you clear your part 1, you only have 3 years to clear your part 2. And I think you can only give 2 attempts each year, because how part 2 works is there are there are 4 or 5 sessions each year. But by the time you apply for the session, then you give exams, the next session has already begun until you're waiting for your results. So you miss those 2 sessions.
Okay.
So basically, even though there are 4 to 5 sessions open every year, you only get chance 2 times a year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They also have certain eligibility criteria and things like that, which they keep on publishing. But so you have 3 years from the time you clear your part 1 exams to clear your part 2.
Okay. So
for some unfortunate reason, if you don't clear, you start the whole process again, right from the documentation, part 1 and then part 2.
Okay, but it is possible. It's not something that we can't apply at all. It is possible.
No, it is possible. It is possible. If you have the money and if you have the mental capacity. Yeah.
So if you see on the time frame for the first the documentation process, how much does it take? How much time does it take?
I would say easy 2 months, 6 to 8 weeks, easily.
Yes. So 2 months for the only documentation. After that, we have 2 years of time where we can give 4 times the theory exams to clear the theory exam. Once the theory exam, the part 1 exam is clear, we will get 3 years of time where we can apply for appear for the exam for 6 times overall, because 2 times every year, right?
Yes.
So that way, 6 times we can appear for the next. Okay. So 4 times for the theory, 6 times for the practical in one cycle. Or else we have to repeat the whole cycle again.
Yes.
Okay.
And even the coaching gets booked up. So there are many coaching classes. I recommend the Chandigarh one because I have done it personally, and I know the difference and the efforts that are put in compared to the other places.
You can send us the link. Add that link in the description so that the followers, it will be helpful.
Yes, and they are booked out well in advance. Any coaching usually are booked out well in advance. So if at all you know that you've cleared the exams for part 1, just without thinking, wherever you want to go, not just this Chandigarh place, any place that you want to go for your coaching, if you know that you're going to give your exams part 2 in 6 months time or something, just get yourself booked for the coaching, because you need the time for preparation. It's difficult to even understand. You need some time to even understand what happens in part 2 to start with. Once you actually start learning and talking to people, you'll have a better idea as to, all of this is required in part 2. It's not just a few things.
And how much does the coaching cost for the practicals?
Around the same. So the one that I know, right? Again, the Chandigarh one is the most economical. And the price is, I think price is 3 lakhs at this stage. 3 lakhs for 5 weeks, if I'm not wrong, around 3 lakhs for 5 weeks. But if you come to Australia, it's quite a lot more. It's 3 weeks coaching for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. There are coaching classes for $10,000, $12,000 as well. So so it's a lot. It's not just
And how does the result is published? Like after how many months or how many weeks are the result published for theory as well as practical?
Theory is usually a month's time, and practical is usually 6 weeks to 8 weeks.
Okay, so 1.5 to
6 weeks or so.
2 months.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Then they email you personally saying that your result is out. And
Okay.
then you have a link and you go and click and see if you have passed or
Passed
not.
or failed. Okay. Okay, okay, great.
Yes,
Okay, so that is a whole, it's a little complicated. Like on the
it
first go,
is.
I think many of our followers won't be able to understand, but they can, revisit, listen to everything
Yes.
because you have explained it very nicely and with examples, so they'll understand it better. I would really ask them to,
Yes.
just listen to this once again so that they'll understand what are the different stages because it's little complicated. It is explained in the ADC
100%.
website, but when somebody like you is explaining who has gone through that process, it's really helpful for them.
No, 100%. And I'll tell you what, even if anyone who's planning to apply, I would really advise don't think of part two right now because part two is a bit complicated. Get to part two when you actually reach there. You can start exploring it more. It is a lot of things that are happening in those 2 days time, and just take it slow. That would be my advice. I had absolutely no clue until I actually started studying. To tell you the truth, when I was actually my exams had got delayed, but when it was ideally supposed to be in May 2020, but because of COVID, everything got cancelled. Until March 2020, I had absolutely no idea what all is included in part two. It was so much. And that
Okay.
is when I had gone to get my classes in Chandigarh, but there was a shutdown, but I had absolutely no idea. So it's fine if you have no idea. It will be a bit overwhelming in the start, but then you get to know what's exactly expected and what's happening.
So you had gone through a lot during the lockdown period, I think.
Yes, I have. But it's
Okay.
helped me. It's helped me in many ways. So yeah, I'm very happy with the
Super,
delay
super.
as well.
So, Dashika, if somebody like a intern is applying for the ADC exam, what do you think? Like,
Mhm.
what time frame should he or she have in mind that within 1 year will they be able to clear the ADC and go there and start searching for job, or should they keep 1.5 to 2 years in mind?
I would say 1.5 to 2 years. The only reason being, to tell you the truth, what actually even helped me a lot was because I'd done masters. So when you have a little more experience as well, it
Hmm.
helps you with the whole clinical knowledge. And it's a fact, right? As soon as
Hmm.
you're a pass out from college, compared to that, and you compare yourself 4 years, 5 years down the line, your knowledge has improved so much because there are so many experiences, like patient experiences and cases that help you actually come to a decision that you make. Uh, so I would say yes, it is going to be fine, but it's not going to be like an easy cakewalk. You will have to really give yourself a lot of time and put in a lot of efforts to understand more.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Would be my I think that is going to be really the advice.
Okay, okay, okay. Fine. So we have to keep in mind 1.5 to 2 years until we get a job over there
Yes,
and we can shift personally. So
yes, yes.
now